Why do I keep on saying up and coming on my other shit when I'm clearly live? But okay, that's the bullshit from YouTube. But shouts out to everybody. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool night. This is the HHN Special Report.
Rogue One Productions.
Detroit Gorilla. I'ma laugh at you, then blast at you. Tired of all these whack rappers, bad actors. Last chapter, throwing your ass on a task compactor. Now I gotta turn to a fast rapper. Kicking your ass is a bad disaster. Gonna double women to your ass to matter. No women in bitch, no blood splatter. Send your soul to the dark abyss. Touching your ass till I call it quits. Better to the world in the Auschwitz. How to get your body parts for a pound of tricks. Get your ass up like target practice. You a feminine bitch, get your ass an actress. Break your ass high class assassin. Gotta do a bunch of shit that you can't imagine. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk fuck them up. They fuck with us. I'ma blast at you, then laugh at you. Your dead body on the damn rafters. Stupid nigga shoulda had backup. Fuck the funeral and your pastor. I'ma kill a and after. Take your body parts to damn the coming down, I'm here to matter. I'm a fucking hurricane causing great disasters. You a rapper, I'm a lyricist. Tell all these niggas your death is imminent. Symphony, yeah, you better bitch. My AI gun, that bitch is sentient. Most of y'all is useless idiots. My flow cold and some insidious. So hardcore and flow the grittiest. You can't beat me, you can only dribble it. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. But them should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Haters talk shit, gotta fuck them up. Should've hit above if they fuck with us. Detroit rhythm.
Rogue One Productions.
I shed tears as I walked alone, walked with chrome, made these heavy thoughts were strong, off and on, emotions wish it all was gone, hard to stone, rapping with a softer tone, my heart that flows is sharp, it'll pierce your soul, this the goal, you would never fear no more, life fucked up, bitches have my mind on stuck, most of these hoes on drugs and they mind fucked up, press your luck, thank God I woke up, y'all can act like kids, nigga, I'm grown up, I'll show up alone, make your house blow up, leave a bomb on the scene when the cops show up. I'll roll up for blood, then I float up. Pour another cup of lean before my girl showed up. Pulled off in the Audi, we hitting the road. One more I can say, I'm just letting it flow. Let that beat ride. Let the beat ride. Nowadays I just meditate, regulate emotions, man, y'all must relate. Fuck debate, the world's fucked up, okay? Murder lead a revolution, let's go bust the cake. What's the play? Let's go hit the blocks, hit those drops. Nigga might kill some cops, shit don't stop. Gotta let the pistol pop, leave a bloody body right behind. Go shine off the chain, man, cause I caused my lane. Fuck YouTube, monetize all the chain. On your lanes, but fall down all the same. All my flames will turn you into charge of things. All the same, I can be all contained. I'm the motherfucking picture that's in all your frames. All your brains is gonna say I'm all the range, but y'all people can't read, and that's all the same. Off the top, humanity spark the plot. Wanna go overseas and buy a coffee shop with a badass chick, we gon' spark a lot. Smoke a whole bunch of weed in the parking lot. We up in the Audi, getting so naughty. She calls some old friends, now we having a party. Now everybody vibe to the Detroit flow. What more I can say? I'm just letting it flow. Let that beat ride. Let the beat ride.
Phenom Rogue One Productions.
Got a 4/5, like your dome off quick. Quicker with the gun, about to show off, bitch. Let us say you can't just fucking know that shit. Get a witness to a kid, make you fall back quick. Revolutionary going all out, yeah. For the government, call a ball out, yeah. Had this bitch taking life all out, yeah. In the world, yeah, we going all out. I don't think you're ready for the madness. Let me show you the cats who the baddest. Got a bunch of guns, get the blast in. Oh, I can use alchemy or the magic. Hurricane coming with the vengeance. This power you gotta witness. For this world, yeah, been this down. The storms is up in the building. Slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. Slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. Slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. Got a cold twig and I gotta spit it clear. Clear with the gun, make your head disappear. Kill a politician, make everybody cheer. Man, drinks on me, buy everybody beers. Kill the police, I'ma go in these streets. 313 Detroit YB. Gotta keep a gun on me while I sleep. Shoot a head of clean, feet for my piece. Motherfuckers up with digital ID. Going off bridge, never gonna find me. The infamous killer, the intricate spitter, the bringing the thriller, kill a nigga while I'm drinking the coffee. Y'all like RPG on top of the RV. Blowing up feds, I'm going to RVs. Pulling out the gun from under the car seat. It's a laser beam, make all of y'all sleep. Slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. Slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up. I'ma slow it down, speed it up, keep it up. Don't matter, I'ma heat it up.
Yeah, they fucking wild and they threw my motherfucking shit in the shorts and shit, like you said. They have your live on the short section. It really helps motherfucking does know. You know what I'm saying? They some hoes. They some motherfucking hoes for that. They some hoes. Yup. Oh, all right. Let's get off into it. Throw me in the short section. Oh, where we at? Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta go right here. Shouts out to everybody. Hope everybody having a cool day, cool afternoon, cool evening, cool night. We about to talk about CERN. But before we get to the CERN, fuck it, let's get to the we got to talk about the PlayStation first. What's going on with the hood?
PlayStation physical media controversy has gotten even more nuclear as people are now boycotting and canceling their Plus subscriptions, an open rebellion against Sony. And Sony is doubling down on repurposing their entire manufacturing future already, as well as other companies are mocking Sony, as fans are openly rejecting their whole decision pretty much, and they want to increase the prices of their services on top of everything else, if you can believe it. Like, where do I even start with this one? I guess let's start with Sony's PS Plus cancellation. subscriptions first, and then we'll move on to the physical media future stuff later. As seen here from Insider Gaming, PlayStation fans are canceling PS Plus in protest of digital future. If you haven't noticed, people are really mad about this. I don't blame them either. One of the only ways that people are able to actually hit Sony where it hurts is to unsubscribe en masse, and it's working. Here's one user who confirmed that they refunded not only Grand Theft Auto Ultimate Edition, but also canceled their PlayStation Plus as well, which that's a big statement to make. Another user is seen here confirms they are not renewing their PlayStation Plus come July 14th when it expires for them. Another user is seen here also canceled their Plus subscription as well in open defiance against Sony. Another user also confirms, yep, they canceled as well. Here's another person confirming they too are canceling Sony services due to the physical media stuff. Another user here rallies others to cancel their PS Plus as they do the same. I like how Sony's automated email also says, we're sorry to see you go. I mean, you caused this to happen. What do you mean you're sorry? But here's another user confirming they're canceling as well. Here's another user also saying they're done with PlayStation and canceling. I could keep going, but you get the point. Everywhere is filled with people just canceling their subscriptions. All of these posts shown alone, they come from this post here, where this user showed people how to cancel their subscriptions. The point being is that people are walking away from PlayStation en masse. But not only are people walking away from Sony in mass protest, a lot of users are also citing the Insomniac leak that happened, if you don't remember, as more reasons for why this whole thing...
We're talking about all the new games that was coming out. Leaked all that shit. They did that shit maybe like 2 years ago, I think. That shit was wild. I was like, wait a minute, they coming out with a Wolverine game? Oh, that shit about to be lit. And then I saw the Wolverine game pop up. I'm like, oh, the leak was real. Because I usually take shit with a grain of salt. But like, that's what stood out was the Wolverine. I'm like, if Insomniac just did Spider-Man, and I was like, Spider-Man was lit. I did play Miles Morales and I did play Spider-Man 2 with Venom. And part 1 is better anyway. Everybody already said it. And plus, like, they changed the motherfucking character model of Peter Parker. I'm like, what's wrong with the face of the original guy from Spider-Man 2018 or 2019, whatever the fuck it was. The first Spider-Man when he came back. So I was like, and then they give us this Tom Holland looking generic Tom Holland faggot ass fucking face. So even if I did have the system, I still wouldn't buy the shit just because I don't want to look at no Tom Holland. I'm like, y'all had an original face model, original character, and then y'all just fucked everything up. And plus, y'all motherfucking doubled down on the Mary Jane missions. We said we didn't like Mary Jane missions. It slowed down the pace of the game. They was like, yeah, we heard you, so we doubled down on it. I was like, oh. I could kind of go off topic with this. We talk about games and shit. But Insomniac is coming out with Wolverine. But here's where they fucked up at. They got Jean Grey not looking hot, and all the other girls don't look hot. You know, like they made them ugly. They made them ugly. Knowing darn well Jean Grey is a fine bitch. Quit playing. And all the other girls I think they had in it. But yeah, the leak is real.
Is kind of bogus the more you look into it. So if you forgot, Insomniac, that's the Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ratchet & Clank development studio that got hacked a while back, well, tons of stuff actually got leaked, like future games and more. That's how we know the Venom game is coming at some point and then some. Anyways, the part that matters here is from the Insomniac leak that key information got shown that revealed how Sony's first-party games were selling in a physical versus a digital format. As GameGPU.com reported here recently, the Insomniac leak tells a very different story compared to what Sony is actually saying publicly. As they say here, recent claims that digital versions of games account for 78% of total PlayStation console sales have been taken out of context. This statistic includes numerous indie titles and older games that are exclusively available digitally, significantly distorting the overall picture. To objectively assess true demand, it's necessary to consider major releases that were released simultaneously on physical media and in digital stores. So already the numbers are being manipulated on purpose in order to paint a different picture than what Sony is actually saying. It does get more in depth though. Let's read this next part. Data from Insomniac Games leaked last year reveals a completely different picture. According to internal Sony documents, 31 of the 33 major story-driven exclusives sold more on physical discs. Uncharted 4 accounted for 83% of physical sales. Sackboy and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart accounted for over 75%. Spider-Man and The Last of Us Part 2 accounted for over 60%. Digital sales dominated primarily in the games as a service segment, such as MLB The Show, the baseball game, where users prefer to stick with discs for regular gaming sessions. So essentially, Sony's saying saying their games sell less on physical to such a degree might actually not be the full truth. Of course, the games that are being used from the Insomniac leak come from years back, but since then things could have changed dramatically. Either way, the evidence points that in terms of Sony's first-party games, they have not in fact sold digitally over physically, at least according to Insomniac's internal leak data. And as they said, the numbers being skewed could be using digital-only games as a pivot to influence those decisions. So why do that? Well, it's simple. Publishers have to pay upwards of 30% of each copy sold to retailers when you buy them physically. So in general, they're losing 30% of their profits per copy sold to you in a store, but if that were digital only, well, they get it all, first party anyways. So this pivot, in theory, could be happening in order to ensure that Sony has complete control, but in return, you are losing options. This can't even be disputed. I mean, again, it leaked from Insomniac, a first-party Sony studio themselves. Although, the backpedaling is already happening. We have damage control articles like this one recently from Vice that states 12% of sales of Sony's top-selling games were from physical sales in 2026. The source that Vice is referencing is Alinea Analytics, which posted the games that have sold the most on PS5 and how much each game sold digital versus physical. Here's the image they're referring to. EA Sports FC26 is the highest-selling game on PlayStation this year. As you can see, apparently 12% of sales were physical, the overwhelming was digital. For Resident Evil Requiem below it, 27.8% of sales were physical, the rest were digital. Arc Raiders obviously was all digital because it's a digital-only game, which again, that will dramatically skew the digital versus physical debate when that game isn't even available physically anyways, which is not really fair, but it is what it is. As it keeps going, the physical split is smaller than digital either way, and they again also use games like Forza Horizon 5 as another digital gacha card, but
so it's bullshit. Physical game sells more. The only reason why the shit sell more on digital is because it's a digital fucking game. But the physical shit is what got y'all motherfuckers the money anyway. And y'all think we're stupid.
Game 2 is digital only on PlayStation, so again, it skews heavily in one direction too. Another big part of this article is that FC26 was also used by 6.4 million PlayStation users via PlayStation Plus itself. However, Vice also confirms, as I highlighted there, that first-party PlayStation games are more physically than third-party, and they also cite that Insomniac leak too. So even the damage control articles that are coming out in defense of Sony, they can't even deny that physical is, to some capacity, still a viable way of selling games. Because there is absolutely a fan base out there who buys them. For me, I always buy my JRPG games physically.
Plus, collectors. Y'all fucking over the collectors. And plus, I want to buy physical because, like, the one, that's what I grew up on. Two, it lets me know that it's mine. That digital shit, if they get everybody digital, they want you to rent. You will not own it. You will own nothing and be happy. That's what they said. So for example, you buy something digitally and they lose their license to the company that you fuck with when it comes to the game. That bitch will disappear from your account, from your system, and mind you, you paid for a price for this shit. But if they lose their license, it's a wrap.
Especially if they're made by niche dev studios, even then I still do it, because those copies are very hard to come by as the years go on. Even from AAA studios, like I love owning physical versions of, say, all the Final Fantasy games, right? I usually buy...
See, he said all the versions of Final Fantasy, which means this has to be his favorite franchise, because it's my favorite franchise. I love Final Fantasy. More than the fantasy, maybe travel the land with me. We can play some Final Fantasy, smoking weed. That's shit. You already know what it is. I make a parody of my own track. Yeah, I've been running next generation kids that haven't covered. Yep, and open up the CD and put it into the game. Yep, was a divine experience. Yep, it was a divine experience. Just pressing the button, the shit opened up by itself. You throw the disc in, close the lid, and then play the game. What happened? But nowadays, everything is digital, and your motherfucking shit is a goddamn casino.
Final Fantasy games twice myself. One to play that I will buy digitally or even physically, and then one to keep sealed physically on my shelf too. Is it a drain on my wallet? Absolutely. I know it is, but I do it anyways. Because if it's for a game I love, I have no problem double dipping myself, but the point still stands. Physical is still something that people want, obviously. I mean, we've seen games that are older rise in price like crazy for a long time too. You can go to any mom and pop shop that sells games and see what I mean. Super Nintendo games still sell for hundreds of dollars a pop, as do old school PlayStation 1 games. Even PS3 ones. For example, X-Men Origins Wolverine on PS3 PS3 as seen here on Canadian eBay is $110 for a game that is well over a decade old. I think PlayStation software that is physical, if kept in mint condition and preserved, could in theory become the next batch of games that people decades in the future seek out at higher price points too, like we do Super Nintendo and stuff right now. Because again, owning a game physically, or really anything, it just hits different, right? I still own my PS1 Final Fantasy games. I still have Chrono Cross and Legend of Dragoon on PlayStation 1 physically on my shelf.
He said he still got Chrono Cross and Legend of Dragoon. Oh my! When I was like, nigga, Legend of Dragoon is the shit. Legend of Dragoon is the truth. PlayStation 1, 1999. When that game came out, Legend of Dragoon came out in 99, I think. Either 98 or 99. Wait, hold on, wait. I think it was 98 or 99. It had to be. It had to be. I'm going with 99. But yep, the man goes to take and destroy the organic way of our inner child and childhood. Yeah, because like we ain't grew up having a goddamn casino on our motherfucking system. You know what I'm saying? Unless the casino was built inside the game where you having play money and in-game money. No, nowadays you got to have real money from a credit card to go inside the shit and make transactions and microtransactions. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This ain't supposed to be a child experience going into a fucking game. A child telling the parent, like, can you buy me this, bitch? I just bought you the game. Yeah, dad, but it's some extra patches for my extra costumes. Like, what? You look at the game like, wait a minute, they want you to pay for this? Son, let me tell you a story. Back in the day, you see this stuff right here, this nice ultimate weapon, this armor, those boots, the power. We had to earn that by grinding. This is what we call grinding. We have to find all the secret shit in the game. We have to go to secret areas and do tedious fights to get to one of the boss battles where you got to fight a motherfucker for 2 hours to get all of this. This is when you know you 100% completed the game. When you don't have to buy the shit, you can earn it by putting in work. And this tests your endurance when you play it on the different levels of easy, intermediate, normal, hard, hardcore, nightmare, insane mode, and whatever crazy maniac mode that they got, so you to earn the rest of the secret shit. We never had to pay. We never had to do this. So, son, I'm sorry. I cannot pay for this microtransaction. What you can do is tell your rich ass fucking friends to pay for it for you, because I ain't doing the shit.
Games mean something to me. I think getting rid of physical in general is just a bad idea. I mean, physical media is still huge. Go look at how large the Pokemon card industry is right now. Even Magic the Gathering is still making boatloads of money too.
I miss my Pokemon cards and I miss my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I gave my Pokemon cards away when I was in high school. I'm gonna never forget. I'm gonna never forget the look on that motherfucker. I'll never forget the look on my homeboy's face when I gave him all those cards. He already had a dog-ass collection himself, but when he saw my collection, it was like, whoa, I had some shit that he didn't have. I'm like, man, I'm a teenager. I'm in the music now. I'm dealing with girls, going through some life shit, going through the shit with my moms and shit. So I'm like, I can't really focus on Pokemon, but I'm definitely fucking with this Yu-Gi-Oh though. We can have all these Pokemon cards, bro. This motherfucker whole face lit up. I forgot how old I was. I think I was like maybe like 15. I think maybe like like a year after I started rapping. But my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I ain't give them up until I started selling drugs. When I started selling drugs, the Yu-Gi-Oh cards was in my cabinet. And the motherfucker that I was selling with allegedly, they had Yu-Gi-Oh cards too, and we played for a minute, and then we just didn't because we was so busy caught up in the game, and we was doing music, we was doing shows, fucking with house, doing parties, and giving back to the hood, also cleaning up the hood, doing all that. We didn't even think about Yu-Gi-Oh no more because like we was grown. It was like shit, we was on some grown shit. Plus, I was working. I was working, hustling, and grinding, giving back to the hood, cleaning up the hood. doing shows, fucking hoes. But yeah.
For example, I collect the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards. When I buy the booster boxes, they were original $200 each. Now, as seen here, they're like $300 each. And don't even get me started on how expensive the special booster box bundles cost. They're like thousands now. The point is that physical media is important because they are collector's items. That is what they are. I mean, I have a massive collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from when I was a kid still to this day, and I'm still buying them. I want all the originals. I wouldn't care about those cards if I had them only in a digital format, but the fact that I have them physically in my hand and I can see them and hold them, I mean, that's everything, man. That's why physical matters, and Sony is 100% ruining that future of that potential industry.
I remember NBA Live 2002. Yeah, NBA Live 99. I remember 99. That was the first one I played. 99. But no. Nope. Yep. It was 99. It was 99. I played 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. Yep. 2002 was the shit. And then it was Madden from I've been playing Madden since 97. Like it was like the 97 or 98 Madden, I think. But Madden 2000 was the shit. Madden 2002 was when they had the rap song. Around the world, John Madden 2002. But Ludacris did the Madden 2000 soundtrack. Get off my way, watch out as I come through. Coming through that line, cracking helmets in two. Bring the pain, so what you gonna do? Stand there and just get shook out your suit. Clean out your locker. I'm out to get you because I just popped you. Can't take the pressure. Might as well leave because you just can't last. Madden 2000, put your face in the grass. I was like, what? I didn't know who the fuck the nigga was until you look at the motherfucking settings and shit and go to the soundtrack of the people and shit. You're like, Ludacris, okay. Then a year later, you hear, yeah. Give it to me now. 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 I wanna lick you from your head to your toes. I'm like, oh, that's the nigga from the Madden 2000 soundtrack. I knew he was gonna blow up eventually. Shut out, Luda. Madden 04 with Vic on it was the favorite one. Yep. When Madden 04 was cold. Vic was on the cover. Vic was the fastest motherfucker in that game. Powerful for no goddamn reason. And plus my OGs was playing it. Shout out to everybody that was playing that shit at the time. I'm talking about, like, I met them 2 years after the game came out and they were still playing a 2-year-old game. I was like, shit, I'm glad I'm not the only one that play old school shit. That's what's up. Shouts out to everybody still playing Madden. I think my last one that I played was the one with Green Bay and Pittsburgh was on the cover. And that shit was pretty fun. But my favorite live was Live 2007. I think like that was the last great one. I think Tracy McGrady was on the cover. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was T-Mac. I think T-Mac was on the cover of that shit. 06 was Dwayne. My favorite. 06 and 07, great lives. Last of a great era. But I saw what they was doing when they was on that bullshit, making lives of the character. And they gave everybody a different role and shit. And the motherfucking, like you hold yourself or the game hold you when it comes to shooting. Like, they made it more technical and when one's supposed to be. 2K kept it cool, kept it fast-paced, and kept it great. You know what I'm saying? Graphics, a little more tighter, like more close up. They kind of like more engaging than how Live was. I think like Live cared more about the gameplay instead of the visual, which was kind of cool. You still had it like looking realistic, but they really cared about they cared about the technicality of how the basketball game really is, how to be technical, like which player is what type of player was what, and they kind of bought that shit to the Madden too. I kind of didn't like it, but I like when Madden 06 when they introduced the hit stick. I was like, oh, this gonna change the game. User pick, hit stick, all that shit. Pick fumble, run to the touchdown. I used to love fucking motherfuckers up. But you have to time it perfectly. You have to time it perfectly, though. Because you can fuck up on the hit stick, you know. But I used to knock niggas' helmets off.
And that fan base by doing what they're doing. It's no wonder why people are refunding their PS Plus and walking away the way that they are, because Sony's not catering to what these people want anymore. The players, which is not very common for them. As seen here, they call PlayStation's decision offensive, and you cannot trust digital purchases, and you cannot trust the corporations that offer them. Based, actually. I love to see that. As IGN said it here, the ability to simply re-download content we purchased in the past should be a bare minimum service, and I agree with that. In my previous video about Sony, I spoke on Studio...
And motherfuckers used to get hate to get user pick because that let the motherfucker know, yeah, nigga, that was me. I was watching you. I know what you was about to do.
Now, that's a distributor of movies, okay? So they revoked over 500 movies from the library. And whether people paid for those movies or not, they were removed nonetheless because you ultimately did not own them. And once those licenses ran out, which they did, everyone who bought those moved to what you paid for. That's why people are in open rebellion right now, because you don't own anything. The crazier part is that Sony has already turned that switch, and things are now moving very, very quickly, okay? Look at this here. The Verge reported that Sony's disc factory that has created the vast majority of their physical inventory is already being repurposed. The factory, which is located in Austria, has been notified in advance of these changes, and Sony also invested a further $34 million into the factory in order to repurpose that factory to shift from making PlayStation physical media to now optical micro lenses instead. These micro lenses can be used in AR or VR headsets, medical devices, or camera sensors. But the days of Sony's factories making physical discs to ship out around the world is already ending for their biggest factories, which tells me that this is happening whether people want it or not.
Yeah, they're already closing down the physical factories. So what's going to happen is once they see the backlash, they're going to be like, we need to go back to our factories and put the machines back. They're like, nigga, we just took this shit out of here for the past 4 weeks. And you want us to put the shit back? Yeah, put the shit back. We'll pay y'all double. Ah, shit. All right, boys, put it back. What? Yeah, put it back. They said they paying us double, though. Oh, yay. But fuck it, okay. I got to take care of my family. But they're not going to do that. As much as I want to be that optimistic, I can't be. They're shutting down the physical factories. So if everything's going digital and you will own nothing, they're really meaning it. You will own nothing and be happy. They're not fucking playing. They're not fucking playing about this. You will own nothing to be happy. Everything is licensed. Everything is rented. Even the phone agrees. You know, even the phone agrees.
I doubt that Sony is going to, pivot back from their tens of millions in investments here to shift to something else now. Other brands are already making fun of Sony too for their changes because it's stupid. Like KFC, for example, is seen here, who said their food will no longer be available to eat. But instead, you can now only eat their food through fake PNG formats, obviously to make fun of Sony. KFC didn't even stop there. They then said here that they will release DLC when it comes to sauces, and that each will be sold separately. And with this, going to introduce the fried chicken pass so you can get the whole catalog for a monthly price.
And I say, when the nuclear wars end, the corporate wars begin.
Right.
That's hilarious.
KFC and Domino's is making fun of what PlayStation is doing. And it's fucking hilarious. They was like, yeah, like if you pay for the DLC, you'll get the sauce. You can get the digital chicken. That shit is fucking wild, dog.
Hilarious.
Obviously, it's fake, I know that, but they're still making fun of PlayStation Plus with that one, and that's great. You also won't even be able to use VPNs to access their menu in other countries, as KFC says here, or even share your chicken with friends. Again, a clear joke about Sony not allowing game sharing, and if you pirate their chicken, they're going to come and find you at your house. They're having fun, at least somebody is, but when KFC puts it like that, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous when you say it out loud. Even Domino's Pizza had fun with this, where they said this, in response to trends in the gaming industry, as of the 1st April 2027, Domino's UK will cease production of physical pizzas and shift to production of digital pizzas only. Consumers will be able to download our full range of delicious pizza codes and, using the power of the imagination, enjoy them in an entirely virtual sense. All I gotta say is, yes, just keep clowning on Sony, okay? I love to see it. Keep doing it.
Right.
Keep doing it. But
well, we already know the deal with that. Now let's talk about this CERN shit. Like, which one was it? Was it this one?
Because tonight we're asking a question that impossible. What if CERN didn't just bend time? What if it changed reality itself? Get ready for a wild ride. 4 days ago, Monday the 29th of June, 2026, the most powerful machine ever built by human hands was switched off. The Large Hadron Collider at CERN. 27-kilometer ring of superconducting magnets firing protons at nearly the speed of light is going dark for years. They say it's just routine maintenance. They say it's just an upgrade. Long shutdown number 3. But some people have been watching the data coming out of that machine very carefully, and they believe something else is going on. Something that has nothing to do with maintenance, something to do with time and reality itself. Okay, so right out of the gate, that's a bold claim, right? Something to do with time and reality. I know, but stick with me here, because this isn't just conspiracy speculation. We're going to look at actual published physics papers, actual experiments, and actual data gaps that CERN themselves have acknowledged. And by the end of this, you might be looking at that machine in Switzerland very differently. And yes, the shutdown is real, it's already happened. But the timing is interesting. The time machine paper that physics tried to forget. 2007, a year before the LHC was even operational, 2 physicists named Irina Arefeva and Igor Volovich published a paper with a title that should have made headlines everywhere. The title was simple.
Yeah, they wanted us to forget this. Now, mind you, in 2007, I wasn't into meditation. This was a year after I left Christianity. I was knee deep into my music. I was working. I was hustling. I was grinding. And most importantly, I was James Bond. It was 007. So that whole year, I was like, oh, it's 007. I'm going to feel good. I'm talking about this is one of my favorite fucking years. My homeboy that got married, you know, he can agree. We was all at my crib. We was all at my crib or at the slab and doing shows, working, you know, like everybody had their own thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, my homeboy that got married, he was in culinary arts. So, you know, he's a cook. You feel me? They was cooks. My homeboys was cooks of him, Big Mike, RP, and Luca. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was cooks. I was, you know, like I was working, hustling, and I was doing parking at the time. You know, right across the street from the stadium that I'm at now, I was doing parking. You know, seeing over 20, 50,000 people on a daily fucking basis if there's an event. But yeah, it's like dealing with people and their emotions. And I wanted to yank so many motherfuckers out their cars. And mind you, after that, you know, we had to do traffic. You know, I was, well, at the time, we wasn't doing traffic yet, but like when I came back to the parking job after years being away, then they start having us in the street doing traffic. I'm like, bitch, we risk getting hit by cars fucking with this shit. I'm like, and y'all still not paying us? I'm like, y'all some dick sucking bitches. Why did I come back here? Oh yeah, I did a fucking job. But anyway, about to talk about CERN, but like, anyway, back in 07, in so many words, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. But this is what came out in 07 about CERN.
Time machine at the LHC. Now, not time machine theory, not hypothetical considerations, just time machine at the LHC. The paper appeared on Archive, the same preprint server where most physics research is first shared. And it wasn't published by bloggers or conspiracy theorists. Arefeva and Volovich are mathematical physicists at the Steklov Mathematical Institute in Moscow. Now, their work focuses on quantum gravity and string theory, the very foundations of how reality operates at its smallest scale. What they proposed was this. If quantum gravity operates at the TeV energy scale, which is exactly the energy scale the LHC was built to explore, then proton-proton collisions at the LHC could theoretically create what physicists call closed time-like curves. A closed time-like curve is not a metaphor. It's a mathematical solution to Einstein's field equations. It's a path through space-time that looks back on its... In plain language, it's a time machine, not a device with a dial and a lever, but...
Woo! Now that's deep. That's fucking deep. We need to raise up the sound on this. Shout out to everybody.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Thanks, computer. back to the engagement. Prepare to engage, I mean.
Proton collisions at the LHC could theoretically create what physicists call closed time-like curves. A closed time-like curve is not a metaphor. It's a mathematical solution to Einstein's field equations. It's a path through space-time that loops back on itself. In plain language, it's a time machine, not a device with a dial and a lever, but a natural consequence of extreme energy concentrated in a tiny space. Now, the paper argued that the probability of producing these curves would be comparable to the probability of producing microscopic black holes at the LHC. And here's the part that should make you pause. The physics community did not dismiss this paper. They did not laugh at it. They engaged with it seriously enough to write response papers, to debate it in journals, to discuss whether the LHC might inadvertently produce conditions where causality itself breaks down. And then, quietly, the conversation faded out. The LHC turned on in 2008. The paper got buried under thousands of other publications, but it was never retracted. It was never disproven. It just went away.
Right.
So
never was retracted, never was disproven, but just went away. Yeah, I sent you. I made sure I tried to send you something, Vonta. I don't know why you didn't get it. So that's why I put on my last community post. I was like, fuck YouTube for not sending out notification, and fuck YouTube for hiding people's comments. This is how. Look, y'all can call me crazy, man, but I know they're trying to separate me from Vonta. I know they're doing it. I know they're trying. This interaction right here, just to get my energy and my microaggression. Yeah, y'all got it. Y'all win. I know what the fuck y'all doing. But yeah, let me speculate. Let me speculate and theorize. Your whole YouTube and Google program sucks. It sucks. For real. And you're only doing it to the motherfuckers that spitting fucking truth. But when you fuck with my people or fuck with my lady, man, y'all niggas need to fucking die. It's simple. But people will call me crazy and delusional for saying this shit. Or call me a conspiracy theorist for saying this shit. Like, no, fuck all that. Fuck all that. But like we just started the CERN. I talked about the PlayStation and about what's going on with the games. Yeah, yep, it's wild. It's wild. Fuck all the bullshit. Thank you, Vonta, for keeping me here. There's some bullshit. But Vonta, I sent you something under my comment. I don't know if you got it, but like if you didn't get it, then that means they hold me. Because it shows the sent on my end, but like if you didn't get it on your end, they fucking blocking shit. But I keep on forgetting they just did some shit over there in the motherfucking UK. So no telling how y'all YouTube system is now, because they tripping. They fucking tripping. They fucking tripping, man. But anyway, we on CERN. Let me. Since you just got here, only 3 minutes. We'll go back to the beginning, and we'll start there.
Because tonight we're asking a question that sounds impossible. What if CERN didn't just bend time? What if it changed reality itself? Get ready for a wild ride. 4 days ago, Monday the 29th of June, 2026, the most powerful machine ever built by human hands was switched off. A Large Hadron Collider at CERN. 27-kilometer ring of superconducting magnets firing protons at nearly the speed of light is going dark for years. They say it's just routine maintenance. They say it's just an upgrade. Long shutdown number 3. But some people have been watching the data coming out of that machine very carefully, and they believe something else is going on.
Yeah, we already know something else is going on. I know I had to start back from the beginning. But it's going to be shut off for 4 years. Count 4 years from now where we lead to. I'll wait. 4 years from now. 4 years from now. Where is that? Where is that? 2030. Yeah, drum roll, please. 2030. And that's the shit. That's the day you'll own nothing to be happy, shut up and eat the bugs and all this shit. We turned everything into a meme. That's what I'm saying. I gotta save up and get the fuck on now. Give me some rest and come back around 2030 or maybe 2031 after everything goes to shit. We're gonna be motherfuckers straight up fucking these evil motherfuckers up. That's why they run into their bunkers. That's why they motherfucking flying the fuck away. They're gonna have to nuke this bitch. At the end of the day, America's a fucking corporation. Killers, child eaters. I'm not saying allegedly. Fuck the Jews too. So, like, I'm going in. This 2030 agenda. Everybody else still talking about the past and shit. And what we can do is easy. We kill these evil motherfuckers and y'all can kumbaya and make plans after. Because even after we kill all these evil motherfuckers, y'all gonna still go down, sit back down in y'all seats and talk about the past? Or are y'all gonna talk about what the fuck we need to do for the goddamn future? That's why some of them motherfuckers gonna have to get killed too. For real. All y'all sit do around is talk, argue, and debate about the past. The enemy is planning 2030, 2045, 2060, 2075. Y'all don't see that shit? Oh, no, let's talk about, look. If your channel is really based on just arguing and debating, okay, I got nothing against that. I'm talking about like channels that be all over the place and they argue and debate talking about the goddamn past, and it's not a motherfucking platform for a history talk. It's just like a channel that you can say and do whatever you want. It can be all over the place. It can go off the rails at any point in time. Those motherfuckers I'm talking about. But the ones that specifically have a channel that's set for debates, y'all cool. Talk about the past all goddamn day. But it's still a piece of wasting fucking time. Let's put people up on game on what's going on in the world and what the agenda is, because y'all don't want to look like chickens with y'all head cut off. I want y'all to know what the fuck going on, but y'all don't want to hear it coming from me. Y'all want to hear it coming from your favorite celebrity. Bars. Y'all don't want to hear it coming from me. That's not an actor, but y'all rather hear it from a fucking rapper and an actor. Bars. Fuck the bullshit. My words are undeniable. Scholarship you cannot refute. So what they can do is talk about me and try to trash my character. But bitch, is I'm a liar? Oh no, y'all can't attack any of my talking points or my truth. So y'all can only talk about me, make jokes about me, ridicule me, and use my truth against me. Bitch, fuck you. Goes for niggas and bitches. I'm just speaking in general for everything. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. So here's how the game gonna go. I'm going to give you the truth whether y'all fucking like it or not. And when I'm done giving y'all the truth, I'm going to come back and spit the truth. Literally with bullets. Literally with fucking bullets. Because y'all don't want to do shit. Y'all don't want to exercise free will. The evil motherfuckers is. And they're killing us through the food, through the water, through the air, through disease. These motherfuckers using the 34th rule of acquisition. What's the 34th rule of acquisition, Vonta? What's the 34th and the 35th? Look, the 34th rule of acquisition is war is good for business. The 35th rule is peace is good for business. It's easy to get it mixed up. You remember that Vonta when he was talking to Dax? What's the 34th rule of acquisition? I like the other rule of acquisition. I think it was the 33rd. It was like, I think it was like, nothing comes above your health but your money. War is good for business. 34th rule of acquisition. I think one of the rules of acquisition is don't never talk about a Ferengi's mother. Like, I forgot which rule was that. And there was another rule of acquisition, like don't let family get involved with your money or some shit. I'm about to go back to the rules of acquisition. That's gonna be a Star Trek talk. We're gonna have one of those moments. We're gonna have one of those moments. War is good for business. 34th rule of acquisition. Let's get back to it.
That has nothing to do with maintenance, something to do with time and reality itself. Okay, so right out of the gate, that's a bold claim, right? Something to do with time and reality. I know.
So shit being shut off got something to do with time and reality, and plus y'all shut it off for 4 years. On the 4th year is 2030, so shit gonna turn back on. No telling what the fuck is about to happen. So, yep, 23. Nothing's more important than your health. Yep, except your money. Yep, the 23rd rule of acquisition. Those rules rule. That's right. Even Cisco knows some of the fucking rules. I think he was talking to Nog about it, if I can remember. And I think Nog was talking to a little cadet lady or a girl. Said something about oh fuck it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, brother. I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not Star Trek Live.
Stick with me here, because this isn't just conspiracy speculation. At actual published physics papers, actual experiments, and actual data gaps that CERN themselves have acknowledged. And by the end of this, you might be looking at that machine in Switzerland very differently. And yes, the shutdown is real. It's already happened. But the timing is interesting. The time machine paper that physics tried to forget. In 2007, a year before the LHC was even operational, 2 physicists named Irina Arefeva and Igor Volovich published a paper with a title that should have made headlines everywhere. The title was simple.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Jordan said CERN really weak though, because they want to shut down, but they ain't controlling nothing but a foot up their ass. I feel you. 76. Every once in a while, declare peace. It confuses the hell out of your enemies. Rule 76. God damn it. We're going to have a Star Trek Live. We're going to talk about the rules of acquisition. We're going to have another, it's going to be another video with it. I'll find out what I'm going to do. It might be probably tomorrow. Oh, shit. When do I go back? Okay. I start back work tomorrow, so I'll probably do it in the afternoon. Start opening portals to let the demons in. But the whole thing about it is, like with this video, you know, like it made me think about like what I thought about like when I first, you know, like saw the shit about the portals. But I mean, it made me think about, did reality change under our nose and we didn't know it? That's the question. And another thing that made me just think about, you know, like recently, you know, just like, you know, like today when I was going to do this, I'm like, what if CERN got everybody's loose and they about to use CERN to unlock a powerful ass god? 94. Females and finances don't mix. Rule number 94. In some cases, that's kind of true. I understand where the Ferengi coming from, you know, man, but like that ain't true in all cases. But some cases, man, but like that's only. But shit, Rom don't give a fuck. Rom got a chick that's working the wheel. Rom said, "Fuck rule number 94." Him and his wife, they running shit. but that's what makes the shit great, because, you know, they'll throw up the rules, but at the same time, they'll break some of those rules Just like how we do the Prime Directive in Starfleet, you know, because Rom definitely broke the rule number 94. He definitely broke the fucking rule. Definitely. All the way around. But that's how you know love conquers all. Love said, fuck rule number 94. Me and my girl gonna run this shit. Their demon or guy's about to be weak. Yeah. Talk to the child destroyed him. Yeah. I feel it too. And right now we're doing it through music. Yep. Right now we're doing it through music. And that's a great thing, doing it through music and our creativity. I'm doing it through music, through art. You know, I got another comic book that I'm working on called Gangster Blade. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a novel first, but it's gonna be a book. But like I've been working on that since 2005. You know, like 2004, 2005, when I was in high school. You know, it's about cyber. It's like cyberpunk, gang related, corporate, law enforcement. It's like basically, I think Cyberpunk 2027 took my idea, but Cyberpunk 2077 is on a whole nother level, another story. My shit is a story like based on a kid grew up, gang life. It talks about like how the gang life transformed. And it's like basically, oh my God, it's like the story is like the gangs united, took down the government. Shit went tech later on, you know, and then came back, had another war. And now shit is all separated. Like the fucking country broke off into different like sections and quadrants. I had a whole blueprint mapped out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go back and rework some shit. But yeah, like it was called Gangster Blade. It was about shit, high-tech weapons, cyberpunk shit, motherfuckers doing jet ground radio shit, shooting motherfuckers. Yeah. Yep. Yep, I got a lot in the assassin book with assassin women, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't even think I even got a name for that yet. And I got a book about a nigga that gotta kill God and shit. You know, it's like the mother. I think I'm gonna call it like the Last Archon. I'm gonna call it the Last Archon or some shit. But this nigga fighting his father and he get knocked to another dimension, and the only way to get back to his power level, he gotta go defeat all the fucking gods of that fucking world, get their power, go to another dimension, fight some more shit to get back to heaven, and kill God. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta go kill the devil first. So yeah, and like on the picture that I drew, I got a big ass blade, but the devil's head is hanging from the bottom of it, and then God is hanging on the bottom of another blade. You know, he killed the god of the world, but he gotta go kill the archons now, because like these guys ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys ain't shit. I'm from a realm that's beyond y'all. So he's just killing gods and demons, gods and devils, absorbing their power. You know, and I have him with like an AI robot too. Like when he get to another realm where there's like tech gods and shit, we're gonna have an AI robot companion with him because he's gonna need some comic relief. This is a serious book, so it's gonna be some comic relief with the AI robot. It's gonna be motherfucking cold. Salute low key. Hurricane D's rule 289. Shoot first, count profits later. Rule number 8. Rule number 289. That's right. Shoot first, count profits later. You already know it. You already.
At the LHC. Now, not time machine theory, not hypothetical considerations, just time machine at the LHC. The paper appeared on Archive, the same preprint server where most physics research is first shared. And it wasn't published by bloggers or conspiracy theorists. Arefeva and Volovich are mathematical physicists at the Steklov Mathematical Institute in Moscow.
Yeah, in Moscow, Russia. Shit said time travel at the LHC, not time travel theory, not time travel connections. Oh, time travel is going on at the LHC, and they wrote this shit in 2007. And these are high-ranking physicists from Moscow. Shout out to Mother Russia. Can you not aim your rockets at the UK, please? Thank you. Because I will have to go over there and execute rule number 289. Shoot for count profits later.
Work focuses on quantum gravity and string theory, the very foundations of how reality operates at its smallest scale. What they proposed was this. If quantum gravity operates at the TeV energy scale, which is exactly the energy scale the LHC was built to explore, then proton-proton collisions at the LHC could, theoretically, create what physicists call closed time-like curves. A closed time-like curve is not a metaphor. It's a mathematical solution to Einstein's field equations. It's a path through space-time that loops back on itself. In plain language, it's a time machine, not a device with a dial and a lever, but...
Woo! Now that's deep. That's fucking deep. You need to raise up the sound on this. Shout out to everybody.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Thanks, computer. Get back to the engagement. Prepare to engage, let's go.
Proton collisions at the LHC could, theoretically, create what physicists call closed time-like curves. A closed time-like curve is not a metaphor. It's a mathematical solution to Einstein's field equations. It's a path through space-time that loops back on itself. In plain language, it's a time machine, not a device with a dial and a lever, but a natural consequence of extreme energy concentrated in a tiny space. Now, the paper argued that the probability of producing these curves would be comparable to the probability of producing microscopic black holes at the LHC. And here's the part that should make you pause. The physics community did not dismiss this paper. They did not laugh.
They did not dismiss it.
Papers to debate it in journals, to discuss whether the LHC might inadvertently produce conditions where causality itself breaks down. And then, quietly, the conversation faded out. The LHC turned on in 2008. The paper got buried under thousands of other publications, but it was never retracted. It was never disproven. It just went away. So let me get this straight. Two legit physicists published a paper saying the machine we're about to turn on might create time loops. And the response from the scientific community was basically, interesting, let's discuss. And then everyone just moved on. And that's like someone saying, hey, this oven might open a portal. And then the response being, yeah, let's keep an eye on that while you proceed to bake the cake. Now, I'm not saying they built a time machine. I'm saying nobody seemed particularly worried that they might have. And that is the weird part. When particles, remember, the few...
Basically, keep the shit on the hush. We signed an NDA. And if anybody start talking about it, we gonna call them crazy, or we just gonna bury everything. We don't give a fuck. But if we stuck in a fucking time loop, that is fucking scary. Because you know why? We don't even know that it's happening. That's the part that's scary. We don't know. Even if it was to happen, we wouldn't know. Unless we are so in tune with ourselves, spiritually, physically, emotionally, in line, and we can feel a shift. There's people online talking about, y'all feel the shift. Everybody, there's a shift going on. Y'all, the shift, follow the shift. You got to do, me. What I get when it comes to shift is me shifting what's inside of me, But if there is a feeling, vibration, and the follicles of your body start rising, and your brain start vibrating, and the third eye just vibrates all day, and you be like, all right, I think something is going on or some shit. Let me sit down and meditate and find out what's. So it's like, okay, something is going on, or you're hearing weird sounds and frequencies out of nowhere. You go outside and you don't find out the motherfucking shit where it's coming from. Who knows? Or maybe going back to the first, we ain't gonna know unless we really, truly pay attention on the internet. This is where the Mandela effect comes in. It's like, wait a minute, I was just watching some Star Wars back in the day. That nigga said, Luke, I am your father. I just say, no, I am your father. Wait, the Berenstain Bears, and I read Berenstain Bears going on. What the fuck going on? So yeah, we noticed the time loop, but we just need to find out when did the time loop happen. People can probably say the time loop happened as soon as they opened up the motherfucking soon as they shut on the shit in 2008. And what's kind of crazy is they shut it on in 2008. That's the same year we had our motherfucking recession, where the whole fucking world just shut down, everything collapsed. When it came to the housing market, a whole bunch of other shit, people was killing themselves. And Obama got in the office. Fuck Obama. But yeah, we would have to feel the frequency, like if we're in tune with ourselves. But like really, like what I get from the word shift is me shifting my own consciousness. Holy shit, I just shifted to another level of thought. That's my version of shift. Because everybody else have a different version of shifting. Or like I'm entering the shift, or some use shift because they're following astrology and numerology, and they're following the shift on that. Me, I'm following my inner shift. Is I'm shifting in consciousness. Is I'm becoming a better person every day. Is I'm learning from my mistakes. That's my shift. You feel me? And especially when it comes to the lyrical level, when y'all hear the different type of motherfucking styles that I have. I mean, like not the style, but like when you hear the different dialogue that I'm about to bring later, it's gonna be a whole nother level. It's gonna be like, holy shit, it's revolutionary, but holy shit, Hurricane just shifted into another level of rhyme. It's gonna be out of this world, literally. The shit that I'm working on. Out of this world shit. Over your head type shit. where I'm talking about, it's gonna be so fucking out of this world, a motherfucker gonna wish I said fuck the government again. Because now it's not only just fuck the government, it's fuck all the entities throughout the universe. Architects, analysts, controllers. I'm about to spit some out of this world shit. But anyway, let's get back to it.
To understand why the time machine paper wasn't dismissed outright, you need to understand something about quantum physics that most people find deeply uncomfortable. In the quantum world, the arrow of time, the rule that says effects follow causes, that the past is fixed and the future is open, doesn't always apply. In 1978, the physicist John Wheeler proposed a thought experiment that has since been experimentally confirmed multiple times. It's called the delayed choice experiment, and here's what it shows. A particle can behave as if its future was already decided. And more specifically, a measurement you make now can determine how a particle behaved in the past, not metaphorically, not symbolically. The particle's past behavior literally changes based on a choice you haven't made yet. Now, this isn't fringe science. This is textbook quantum mechanics. Yep. It's been verified in labs around the world. And it raises a question that has haunted physics for decades. If a single particle can be influenced by its own future, what happens when you scale it up? Now, the LHC doesn't collide single particles. It collides trillions of protons at energies that haven't existed naturally since the Big Bang. 13 tera-electron volts. Now, that's an almost meaningless number to most of us, but in physics terms, it's the energy of creation itself. The conditions that existed in the first fraction of a second after the universe began. So,
yeah. And hearing all of that, nobody asked the question. I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't trying to play God. Right? If y'all opening up a portal to another dimension, or y'all motherfucking creating God. If these are the particles of the Big Bang and y'all all smash them together, like, what are y'all trying to do? Is y'all trying to make God show up? It's like, hey, yo, we about to fuck up the fabric of space and time. Come and fuck with us. Like, what's the point of this? So like, I'm leaning on theories. Like, I think CERN is the fucking engine of the planet at one point. I thought it was the engine of the planet. If like the world is a spaceship, CERN is the engine, but they're about to cut this bitch off. So, if you cut the engine off, then, whatever. But it could be the fucking loose machine, feeding off everybody's loose, anger, anxiety, all that shit, just to feed some type of powerful ass God that's that's chained up underground, probably. Or that's the reincarnation machine. Or it's now this is realistic. They probably cut that bitch off because that bitch was about to do some shit that was going to really fuck shit up, and they have to turn it off. They probably realized they kept it on too long. Who knows? It's probably be some other shit on the flow, and everybody's on a hush hush about it. And China don't give a fuck. They don't mind doing that shit.
Here's the uncomfortable thought. If retrocausality, the phenomenon where the future influences the past, is real at the quantum scale, and you build a machine that concentrates unprecedented energy into quantum scale events, are you amplifying that effect? Are you creating conditions where the future can leak into the past, not for a single particle, but for reality itself? Some researchers believe the answer is yes, and they believe the evidence is already there, in the data. I want to be really clear about something here. The delayed choice experiment is not controversial. It's not one scientist's theory. It's been done repeatedly with real particles, real detectors.
Yes. It has to be. It has to be. The motherfucking shit is over there in the safest place in the country where all the billionaires go and talk about how they're going to fuck the world off. You know, so yeah. Or maybe, just maybe, CERN is not for us. CERN might not be for us at all. And yes, I'm leaning towards this. Alien intervention. What if that machine is not for us and it's for someone else? And we made a deal, going back to the deal that the so-called aliens and humans made over our lives and even over their own people, because they get to experiment on us, we get to experiment on them. That was the deal in exchange for technology. And another theory is, what if CERN is the shit that's there's a lot of possibilities. But I'm trying to think of my own shit organically, not somebody else's. That's why I'm saying, like, it could be towards the alien shit. But I think I'm not the only one that thought about that. So I'm trying to find something original. This is why I said it could be the loose farming machine. you know, the shit that feed off our loose. Now that it's full and got its fill, get ready for Project Bluebeam. Oh, I got one. Here you go. They turned it off because they about to get ready to do some shit. Everybody already got injected by the motherfucking vaccine and probably still getting injected. They might plan another scamdemic within the next 2 to 4 years. Get ready, because they still fucking talking about shit. They fucking with the hantavirus. They doing Ebola. We got this El Nino shit popping off. We got motherfucking, they fucking with the Black Plague. I'm gonna never forget about that. And when they turn that shit back on and the frequency activate, everybody might drop dead. Whoever took the shit, who knows? Yes, got something creative. I think nobody thought of that. Ain't nobody thought of that. If you build it, they would come. Yep, like the contract. Yep, they send the plans. Yep, if you build it, they will come. You know that was off the movie A Field of Dreams, starring Kevin Costner. Yep. If you build it, they will come. And plus, off of How High, dude got high, he was watching Field of Dreams. It was like, what you mean if you build it, they will come? I know you don't expect me to sell these peanuts out this bitch. Like slavery, roots and shit. Hey, crazy hoe. Tracy Morgan was stupid. But that's right. If you build it, they will come. It's for real. And it's real. It's like if people love music, build a studio. People will come through. You know, you make food, build a nice restaurant, people will come through. You know, if you build it, they will come. If you got a big ass field, be like, you know what, I can turn this into a track or a park, and people will come through and chill and relax. Yeah, this would be a good park. If you build it, they will come. Put a pole in the bedroom and you dance on it. You know, I build it. She will come. Then you got to make her come all night. All night.
Real results. The future genuinely appears to influence the past at the quantum level. That's just a fact of physics. So, when we start asking, what does the LHC do with that fact? We're not in conspiracy territory yet. We're in following the implications of established science to their logical, terrifying conclusion territory, which honestly is where all the best questions live, right on the edge.
This is the only app that...
The whistleblowers and the missing data. If you spend enough time in the forums and comment sections where CERN watchers gather, you start to notice some patterns. Accounts from people describing themselves as former contractors, technicians, data analysts, people who claim to have worked inside CERN facilities and seen things they weren't supposed to see. Now, let's be clear. These accounts are unverified. They could be fabricated.
They could be fabricated. Hell yeah. Because suddenly a lot of people say, yo, I used to work at CERN. Some crazy shit going on there. Another person, I used to work at CERN. Crazy shit. You know, like, it's like this. They popping out saying these things, right? And it's like they're feeding off of our theory of what we think is going on. These so-called former people is confirming what we're already thinking. I think that's some agent shit. So what if CERN is something, I'm not going to say beyond our understanding or comprehension, but it's something diabolical. It's something diabolical with that. Because we have our theories, and it's all over Reddit, all over YouTube, all over all social media. We have our theories of what it is. It could be a portal. It could be time travel. They're trying to make a dark hole. They bringing aliens in. They bringing demons in. I'm like, where's God at in all this? We need a portal to heaven. Yo, God, these niggas down here trying to open up portals to other dimensions and hellscapes. Are you gonna come down here and stop this? No. You know, God is dead. We killed it. Always got that little hit of Detroit after dark. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Interpretations of routine technical issues, but they are consistent in a way that is worth noting. Now, several of these accounts describe the same phenomenon: instruments recording collision data with timestamps that do not align. Results appearing in the data stream slightly before the collision that should have produced them. Not minutes before, fractions of a second, but consistently. Enough that, according to these accounts, protocols had to be developed to handle pre-arrival data. Then there's the...
Ooh, that's a good theory. CERN might be some letter for some other shit. Yeah, it could be an acronym for some other shit. Now my ear is ringing. Like out of nowhere. Yep, they watching me. My ear just started ringing. And there is nothing to make my ears ring. So, oh yeah, something going on. Something's definitely going on outside. It's very cloudy. It's the European Nuclear Research Agency. And you said fucking strangle it too. You said strangle. I was like, okay, that's also a good one. And plus it also made me think about what if CERN is the chain of the world? You know what I mean by chain, like a prisoner. What if CERN is locking this planet up? That could be a theory, but I'm trying to be organic with it. But said strangle is like it's strangling the planet with it. And it just cut it off because the earth was probably about to just die. It was all right, now we got to turn it off. Now the earth is dying, y'all. But y'all already poisoning the air, the water, and y'all poisoning the people of it. Why you just don't fucking blow this bitch the fuck up? Which means there's an agenda. We are either energy or a fucking food source. And sooner or later, everybody's going to be half robot, half animal. We gotta kill these evil motherfuckers, dog.
official CERN side. CERN has, on multiple occasions, acknowledged that certain collision datasets have been incomplete or required recalculation. The official explanation is always the same: detector calibration issues, software bugs, hardware limitations. And those are real problems that generally occur in particle physics. Nobody's disputing that. But the frequency is interesting. The specific nature of the missing data is interesting too. It's not random noise or equipment failure patterns. It tends to involve the highest energy collisions, the ones where, if the Arafeva-Volovich paper were correct, something unusual might be most likely to occur. One former technician posting anonymously described it this way: the data doesn't just go missing. It goes missing in a very specific way, at a very specific moment, and then it comes back slightly different. He offered no proof. He vanished from the forums shortly after. But his description matches something that physicists haven't.
Holy shit. It said a strangler is a super dense particle that will sink into the center of the earth and slowly consume it. Holy shit. When I heard strangler, I thought it, I thought about a chain. But to find out what it really is, that shit sound like a dark Final Fantasy attack that'll fuck up the whole party members. It's like super dense particle attack. Like, oh. Yes, me too. We on this topic, so like you can talk about it, and plus, like for those that don't, they're gonna learn something today. You're gonna learn today. You already know how we do. You don't gotta be sorry, baby. You are the UK correspondent, remember? You got boots on the ground. You over there closer to Switzerland than I am. It's like, I am your UK correspondent. I'm over here in the mean streets of Switzerland by the CERN particle accelerator. Off your pop, motherfucker. Yep, shit might be controlling black hole type shit. Yep, that's one of the theories that people say. Yep, or either a portal, or they're trying to make a black hole. And some are going with the time travel shit. Something happened that I guess we're in a fucking time loop, but the question is, which time loop? Or are we fragmented in the time loop? Like, like it's all fragmented. And like what? Fucking God, I don't want to go this deep, but I'm going there. What if this shit is changing people's molecular structure? What if this shit is changing people's molecular structure to the point where it changes the personality of people that we used to know? So people might, let's go further as people disappearing from existence. Now I'm going way too far, but at least I'm thinking like this, because if you want to find out the truth, you got to dig deep. I'm down a motherfucking rabbit hole with this one. Yeah, they said there was a possibility in the paper before Yep. They made Back to the Future for a reason. Yep, you already know. Goes back to what I'm saying, like everything has a source. Everything has a fucking source. Yep, and they've been doing time travel since the goddamn Twilight Zone. And there's always motherfuckers in some type of government motherfucking lab sending the motherfucker back to get info. There's always shit like that. Then we got the motherfucking video game Assassin's Creed. And they're using our blood and our memories to go back in motherfucking time to find our ancestors. And they going back in time to find artifacts with power in it so they can control the goddamn world. Oh yeah. We got to destroy this shit. Let's go. Feel like I feel like I gotta get away. Gotta do what I know in the world. Never talk to them. I gotta win every day. They go. Every time I gotta go, I gotta get. Hey yo, Breezy. Busta Rhymes killed that verse. But you know what makes me mad about that verse? And Busta Rhymes think most people don't know. Only real hip hop heads know about this shit. And you gotta be fan. Take 9. Follow me all around the planet under the gamma. No psychology thinking you can magic and damage with no apology. That verse was on one of Tech Nine songs. Thank you, phone. It was a Tech Nine and Busta Rhymes song, and that verse that he spit on that Chris Brown shit was the verse for Tech Nine. And it was an older track, so this is how I know that Busta Rhymes pulled out an old motherfucking verse to throw on the Chris Brown shit. Now, mind you, it sounded better on the Chris Brown beat though. But I'm a big fan of motherfucking Tech Nine. Follow me all around the planet, but they got my nose and couch. You think you can manage to damage with no apology?
Causally modified, influenced by something that hadn't happened yet. Okay, I've got to be honest. That anonymous forum guy who posted once and then vanished, well, that's classic internet myth-making 101. I'm aware of that. Trust me, bro, I worked at CERN.
I worked at CERN. That's not a peer review.
Passing data sets missing. And if to the
because of the military up and running. Area 58. We keep it said Area 52, motherfucker. You're asking too
of Higgs anomaly.
Too close to the truth, Vaughn. Is it still glitching now? I hope it ain't glitching too bad. Come on, let a motherfucker do. We only got 10 minutes, love. You hear me?
The world gives mass to everything in the universe. It was called the greatest visibly moved. But, and the official caution, data points that didn't fit the Higgs pattern. The standard narrative is that these were statistical noise, background fluctuations that meant nothing. But some research was delayed.
So I can't really. Oh, fucking bastards. I hate this shit. It's fucked up. Right, it's the big 1212. How we looking? And what's crazy is, my fucking bars are up, everything is cool, but I think we fly too close to the. God damn, it's still glitching. All right. I kind of went back a couple seconds. Let's hope the shit play.
By days, by months, and the official reason was data verification. So needed to be certain, and that need for caution. But there were murmurs. In the physics community, people whispered about the excess events, data points that didn't fit the Higgs pattern. The standard narrative is that these were statistical noise, background fluctuations that meant nothing. But some researchers noted that the excess events clustered around a very specific energy range, a range that, coincidentally, overlaps with the theoretical predictions for certain exotic particles, particles that don't follow the forward arrow of time. Higgs singlets are a hypothetical particle proposed in the extensions of the standard model. Now, if they exist, they would have a unique property. They could travel through time, not metaphorically. They would be their own anti-particle through the temporal dimension, and the energy in some papers, and then quietly set aside as the Higgs discovery dominated the news cycle.
Fuck YouTube. Bullshit. They on that motherfucking bullshit, Vonta. But we gonna fight through it. Only got like 8 minutes left.
Hovering at an energy range that theoretically corresponds. Focus on the good news. Now, I'm not saying CERN found a time-traveling particle in 2012 and covered it up. I'm saying they found something they couldn't explain, and they chose not to talk about it. And in science, what you choose not to talk about is sometimes more revealing than what you publish.
Yeah, what you know what to talk about is it was either y'all came across the entity, or y'all motherfucking found out some shit that y'all can't explain to people. you know, and maybe they just like when it comes to that level, they're like, look, this is in no book. We just made some new shit. It's wild.
Mandela effect timeline. Now, here's where the ground beneath our feet gets uncertain. The term Mandela effect was coined in 2009 by fans of other people, shared a vivid, detailed memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. He didn't. He was released in 1990 and became president of South Africa. But the memory was so widespread, so specific, so deeply felt that Broom gave the name. Now, look at the timeline. The LHC's first proton beams circulated in September 2008. First actual collisions happened in November 2009. The term Mandela effect was coined that same year. Coincidence? Maybe. The internet was growing. Mass communication was...
We don't believe in coincidences. As soon as that shit turned on, the Mandela y'all to come out and speak about Mandela effect. I'm going with the first one. So as soon as this shit turned on, shit just flips. And the crazy thing about it is going back to what I said at the beginning. Oh shit.
People sharing experience.
Oh shit. Is it working? Did y'all hear me? Said I'm all going for with the flow with something that can destroy the planet. Right. Right, but like I was about to say something, but I think my shit was fucking up. But oh God, I just had it. Oh fuck it.
State previously kept private. That's the skeptical explanation, and it's got some merit. But then look at 2015. In 2015, the LHC restarted after a 2-year shutdown with nearly double its previous energy, 13 TeV, up from 7 to 8 TeV. And 2015 is the year that many in the Mandela effect community point to as when things accelerated. New effects appeared, existing ones intensified. The community grew rapidly. People who had never heard of the Mandela effect suddenly started noticing that their memories didn't match reality. And I can personally attest to this myself. It was around this time that I suddenly noticed 2 Mandela effects. C-3PO's silver leg. Look, it was all gold. I saw the original...
Yep. C-3PO in the chat. You know, the guy that's talking. So the oh shit. Let me know if y'all hear me. Oh god damn. Oh my fucking God, why? Let a motherfucker end this shit, please.
Moving in the theatre. The audience laughed when she smiled at Jaws because they both had metal teeth. That was the whole point of the joke. Anyway, some theorists have proposed what they call reality bleed. The idea that sustained at CERN don't just study particles, but subtly alter the quantum field of reality itself. Not dramatically, not in ways you'd notice immediately, but in small, accumulating micro shifts. A word changes here, logo shifts there. Memory doesn't quite match the record. Is this science? No, it is speculation. But it's speculation built on a timeline that, when you lay it all out, raises genuine questions about correlation. And the people asking these questions aren't random cranks. They are turned on is not proof of anything. The internet existing is probably a bigger factor. But here's the thing that keeps me up at night. If reality did shift, how would we know? That's not a joke. Changed, our memories of it would change too. Unless they didn't, unless some people, the old memories while reality updated around them. And that essentially is what the Mandela effect claims residual.
And that shit is fucking crazy. Shit is fucking crazy. We get to keep our old memories while reality warps around us. Did you hear that? Can anybody grasp the understanding that? Shit in space and time and in reality. And we have memories of shit and suddenly it's not. No. You know, so something did, but the crazy thing about it is we didn't know that it happened. Why? Question. know a shift happened under our nose that fucked up our memories. It didn't fuck up our memories. We know what we remember. The crazy warp around us, or here go a funny one, and it's creative. What if CERN is a fucking propaganda gaslight machine? Gaslight the whole fucking world. You ain't what you thought you saw. Fuck you. CERN is a big middle finger to everybody. That's what CERN could be. They wanted to control the narrative. But the crazy thing about it is, what narrative are they trying to control by fucking with Star Wars? That's the question. Or what narrative was they trying to control that fucked up everything else? They was probably trying to change one thing and change the shitload to the point where millions of people remember Luke, I am your father. I remember Luke, I am your father. There were shirts, TV shows, there was parodies of Star Wars saying, Luke, I am your fucking father. I would never forget all the shit I grew up on, because that was all I had. Fuck comic books and my mother fucking my own shit that I was drawing. Yeah, but I hope everything is back.
Memories from a version that no longer exists. Now, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm saying I can't fully dismiss it. Now, if you haven't watched Netflix's Umbrella Academy,
right, you can't fully dismiss it. You know, you can't say the truth, but you can't fully dismiss it. You got to put. That's what we do know. That's what we can fully say. Like, it got something to do with time, energy, frequency, vibration. But like whatever they're doing, like they're fucking up people's memories. God damn. Can y'all hear me? Fuck this fucking YouTube shit.
Check it out.
That's
It out. The silence and the dance. So, the machine has been switched off for the third time since 2008. Long shutdown number 3. The magnets are being warmed from their operating temperature of 1.9 Kelvin, colder than deep space, to room temperature. The beams have stopped. The collisions have ceased. Did you notice anything? Did you feel anything? And for the next several years, the most powerful scientific instrument ever built will sit in silence. Which raises a question that nobody in the mainstream is asking. If the LHC was doing something to the fabric of reality, even something subtle, even something unmeasurable by conventional instruments, what happens when it stops? Some theorists suggest a shutdown could stabilize reality. If the collisions were creating micro-instabilities in causality, removing would allow reality to settle back into its natural state. New Mandela effects would stop. The timeline would solidify. Now, others suggest the absolute opposite, that the damage, if any, is cumulative and irreversible, that you can't unring a bell, even a quantum one. That turning off the machine doesn't undo whatever was done. It just means we stop adding to it. And then there's the third possibility, the one that sits in the back of your mind when you stand in front of CERN's campus and see the statue of Shiva Nataraja, the lord of time and cycles, not just of destruction, but the endless dance of creation and annihilation. The dance doesn't stop because the music stops. The dance continues whether the machine runs or not. Outside CERN's headquarters, Shiva stands in bronze, frozen mid-dance, forearms spread wide, foot crushing the demon of ignorance, the god of time, watching over a machine that just went dark. If something was started that we don't fully understand, does switching off the power really stop it? The Shiva statue is real.
Yeah. Did shutting off the power really stop it? There's a lot of questions, and I'm glad we deep dive in it, even though we're going through some bullshit with YouTube. But yeah, we're gonna get through this.
You can look it up. It was a gift from India in 2004, and it stands right there on CERN's campus. The god of time and cosmic cycles, watching over a machine.
And I realized I fucks with Shiva because I walk his path. Just give me my peace of mind and meditation. That's all I want. Peace of mind and meditation. You feel me? This motherfucker was fucking shit up when he asked his girl sacrificed herself. Because the guys was on some bullshit. Like here's how you know the gods ain't shit. Shiva being a god of destruction, right? Real nigga. You know what I'm saying? There's a party for the gods, right? And everybody come bring gifts and pay homage. Sati was Shiva's wife. Sati was like, all right, y'all having this party, but nobody paying homage to my husband. Why nobody paying homage to Shiva? I forgot what was said. I need to go back to the story, but I covered it on my Facebook page a long time ago. But she threw herself on the fire as a sacrifice. I'm like, okay. And she started doing shit. And he had to calm that motherfucker down. I forgot what happened. I need to get later so I can take DMT and see that Matrix code. You already know. Me too. It's showtime. Back with another one.
Smashes particles to recreate the moment of creation. Whether you believe in Hindu cosmology or not, symbolism is a lot. And now the machine is off. The dance continues. That's why the very comforting.
Yeah, the fucking symbolism is destruction or time. And rebirth. So going back to one of my shits, is that the reincarnation machine? But not only recreate people, but the actual earth itself. Going back to, is that the engine of the planet? Or is that the pacemaker of the planet? Because y'all fucking with the Schumann resonance. It's showtime.
Or very terrifying, depending on how you look at it. I genuinely don't know which, but I know that the statue has been there this whole time watching, and now the machine is quiet, and the dance hasn't stopped. The machine that makes this one look like a toy. While everyone is focused on the LHC shutting down, CERN is already building what comes next. The Future Circular Collider, the FCC.
They about to build the Future Circular Collider. Could be another reason why they turned it off, because they're planning for something bigger. Bigger. New Wi-Fi is about that DMT/Matrix code. Oh, yeah. It's about to come on again. If they about to come on again, you already know. I'm there, baby. Back with another one. We're back with another one. Yes. More power. Baby, you made me think about the game I used to play called Devil May Cry. And the star character name is Dante, but the brother name is Virgil. And Virgil was trying to motherfucker do some shit. He's like, I need more power.
And it makes the LHC.
Oh, the Wi-Fi is about to come on? Like, I haven't seen that in a minute. But, baby, I'm just like you. Like, the original seasons is the best. I like his callbacks, too. You not watching that? All right, I hope they got a live. If they got live, if they go live, I'll definitely be there. That'll be our date. Got myself a date. Friday night at 8. Oh, it already dropped. Boom, 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 boom. I guess I'll watch it later. I don't be getting no notifications for him, and I'm subscribed to him. And that's fucked up.
Project. The LHC's main ring is 27 kilometers in circumference. The FCC would be 91 kilometers.
Yeah, they're building a new FCC, about to be 91 kilometers. This shit about to get wild. Maybe that's why they turned it off, because they might need that shit as an engine to power up the big one. Pause.
Tunnel so large, it would pass under 3 different countries. Its collision energy would be roughly 3 times what the LHC achieved at its peak. A construction alone would take until at least 2040. Operations wouldn't begin until the mid-2040s. By the time it's running, most of the people watching this video will be decades older. But here's what should give you pause. The scientific justification for the FCC explicitly includes searching for phenomena that the LHC couldn't explore. Things like,
now they're searching for a phenomenon that the original one couldn't explore, but we got to 2040. But like I said, everybody else talk about the past. They already planning the future. I think, man, that when, oh my God, 2040 something. I will be in my 50s. With the black trench coat on. Like with the cybernetic arm and shit, with the RPG built inside of it. Still talking to my lovely Vanta from the earpiece. We in the, we were in the secret part of the dark side of the moon at a space station that we made. I got to keep you safe, baby. Yes, I love it too. I love this too. This is awesome. You don't got to be sorry.
Matter particles.
Remember, you the UK correspondent, baby. You part of the program. I love these deep dives too, baby. We can talk about this all day.
Extra dimensions. And if you read between the lines of the technical documents, the same TeV scale quantum gravity that Ari Fever and Volovich were talking about in 2007.
Thanks, George.
Same effects that could theoretically produce closed time-like curves. If the LHC might have created conditions where causality becomes unstable, what will a machine 3 times more powerful do? Nobody's asking that question out loud. The official FCC documentation talks about new physics and beyond the standard model in the dry...
Yeah, not talking about some new physics shit that's new. It's like I might as well throw the old history books away. We're about to be in Star Trek time, everybody. If they're talking about they're making another collider that's big, and they call it the FCC now. It's going to be the future something collider. And it's going to be getting it popping in the 2040s. Mind you, this shit is turned off. It's coming back on in the next 4 years, which is, drum roll, please, 2030. That 2030 agenda. So, while this shit going on, we got to find out what's the fuck going to happen. But it gotta be, it ain't gonna destroy shit, because they put it over there with the billionaires that run the world. They go over there and have meetings and shit. One of the safest places on earth. So it's not gonna destroy shit. So they have to be opening up some time shit. It gotta be time related. And the Mandela effect connection, that's fucking with time. But it's to the point where it's in reality. J.C. Penney used to be, I remember J.C. Penney spelled like a penny. Now it's like J.C. Penney. What? And the Looney Tunes used to be spelled like an actual tune, not tune as in music. I'm like, what the fuck? Time has changed. Yep, like I said, they need more power. And with great power comes great responsibility. And power corrupts absolutely. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. CERN getting bigger and China in on it too. And yeah, it's wild. It's fucking wild. Unless this shit is gonna wipe out all of our fucking memories. Just give me an idea for something. Was you about to write a song about CERN? If you do a song about CERN, bro, you really just trumped all my fucking government shit. They're opening up portals. But if it's giving you an idea, dog, I kind of got. I had to ask. I'm like, man, you ain't about to make a song about CERN, are you? Opening up portals to another dimension. I already know how this shit'll go. How else you gonna start it off? That's the coldest opening ever. They opening up portals. It's the start of the hook. Like, let me get up out of here, y'all. I think that's the end of it. Wait a minute. I think it's 20 more seconds left.
Language that physicists use. But if you know what to look for, the implications are right there, written in the margins of reports that most people will never read. The LHC is going silent, but the next machine is already being planned. And by the time it turns on, whatever the LHC may or may not have started will have had 2 decades to settle into the fabric of reality. The question is, when the HHC starts colliding particles at energies we've never attained before, will we even notice if something changes? Or will we just adapt, the way we've adapted to every other change we can't explain? Well, a 91-kilometer particle collider, 3 countries, 3 times the power. I don't know about you, but when someone says we're building a bigger version of the machine that might have been messing with time, my first question is why? And the answer is always to study new physics, which is what they said about the last one and the one before that. At what point do we stop and ask, are we sure we want to keep turning these things on? Because every time we build a bigger one, we find something we didn't expect. And the things we keep not expecting are getting stranger. The question you didn't know you were waiting for. At the beginning of this video, I asked you something. You probably didn't notice it. It was buried in the hook, just a throwaway line. Something to do with time and reality itself. But here's the question I was really asking. The one that's been sitting underneath every section of this episode. If something went wrong with time at CERN, how would we know? Think about it. If reality shifted, if the past changed, if the timeline was altered, our memories would change too. The only evidence would be a collective global feeling that something isn't feeling right. A sense that things used to be different, that the world doesn't quite match what we remember. That's the Mandela effect. And if the LHC really did create conditions where causality became unstable, even briefly, even subtly, then the question isn't whether reality changed. The question is whether we'd even be able to tell. Or whether we just carry on, with new memories in our heads and a vague, persistent feeling that something, somewhere, feels different. The machine is off now, the dance continues, and the next machine is coming. Yeah, how would we know? It's been sitting underneath everything we've talked about. But the time machine paper, the missing data, the Higgs anomaly, the Mandela timeline, they all point to the same uncomfortable possibility, that if reality was altered, we might not have the tools to detect it, because we're inside it. We're part of the system that changed. That's the thing about CERN that genuinely unsettles me. Not the conspiracy theories, not the whistleblowers. It's the fact that if they did accidentally crack open causality, we might never, ever know. And that's a thought that doesn't go away when you turn off the machine. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one. And thank you to everyone who subscribed. Right?
Yep. This was a great episode. Got to get a DeLorean as a new car. You already know. But we don't want this shit to motherfucking keep fucking up. And I think we made it up to the 2 mark. So we're gonna stop right here and grab me something to eat, work on a new track. Phenom just sent me a beat. Oh yeah, and you know I'm working on that parody too. I just got to get my mind right to see what I want to talk about. Should I talk about weed or should I talk about some Detroit After Dark shit? I might just mix it both because it's always smoking, fucking, and fucking, back to smoking and fucking. Oh yeah. But yeah, another parody on the way, another track on the way. I might have to go to my hip hop bag on this one. Shit. Phenom sent me something different. It kind of, made me feel like some, like some early 90s hip hop. I might have to go back, might have to go to my bag but like put a little modern flavor on it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned in a few hours. You already know what's going on in a few hours. Man, if you got an idea, oh my fucking God, Jordan, I swear to fucking God. I swear, in a few hours, if I hear a fucking song and I see a and I hear anything about a Higgs boson, a CERN, a Mandela effect, I want to hear a DeLorean. Oh shit, man! But I'm working on some music too, man. But like at the end of the day, like we already know, is yo, it's good to be an inspiration and a motivation to others. You know what I'm saying? Because it let me know that I'm doing my job as just being myself and just being true, being cool. But that's what's up. We need this good music out here. And plus, it'll be a motherfucking change up in your music dialogue. You'd be like, holy shit, Jordan talking about Higgs bosons and particles. But if you fucking do anything talking about photons, neutrons, stars, and planets, you gotta be poetic with it. Be poetic, metaphoric, and make it about love. You know what I'm saying? And you will kill that shit. It'll go beyond space and time on a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you do. But you said you just got an idea for some shit, so like you already know, you got to go beyond the butterfly effect. Now you want the Mandela effect. Oh, you about to call it Mandela effect, ain't you? Ain't you? You got to have all the effects. The butterfly effect, the Mandela effect, and the last album gonna be called the Jordan effect. I catch y'all in a minute. Shout out to everybody. You know what it is, HHN Special Report. Didn't I? You know, you already know. But shout out to everybody that came through. Jordan low key. I think I saw Live and Learn. Who else? Was that Live and Learn? Yep. Shout out to Live and Learn. And shout out to everybody's going to watch this on the playback. Shout out to everybody to hit the like button. Shout out to Alki. What up, though? Alki just popped up. What's good? Yeah, we was talking about CERN, going through the YouTube, fucking with my channel, but like we got through it. You know, like I will play some tracks, man, but I don't want the shit to keep on fucking up. So like we'll come back. And plus it's already been at the little, see, shit like this will happen. Motherfuckers on the call. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But salute, we free. What up, though? I hope all is good. Yep. Everything cool. Music, Vonta, weed, all I need. You already know. My UK correspondent. And yeah, we was talking about CERN, but like before CERN, we was talking about how everybody is rebelling against PlayStation and shit because they're taking away physical copies of discs, and that's gonna fuck up their money, and they're gonna fuck up people out here that motherfucker actually collect shit. But like they're doing this to motherfucker control, you know, like the motherfucking shit that you buy. So like for example, like if everything go digital, like when you buy your games and music and you lose, of the fucking company of the game, that they fucking lose their license, then you lose the shit from your digital Play Store, even though you paid a high ass price for it. So yeah, it's like a lot of rebelling going on. They're trying to get rid of physical copies of shit, and that's gonna fuck up the collector shit. So, and plus it's going back to you will own nothing and be happy. It's like everything is going to be renting or subscription based. So you paying full price for shit. But if that shit that you pay for lose their contract or lose their license to the system that you bought, you just lost your shit. But if you have a physical disc, you'll be able to play it anytime, any day, you know. And plus they just shut down companies that's building physical copies of shit. They're going strictly digital, whether we like it or fucking not. So we're going to turn into hackers, pirates, and be able to probably burn some shit to discs, and that's how we're gonna be able to get by. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Shouts out to the hackers and pirates when it comes to the game sector of protecting our privacy and protecting the shit that we buy, because we're gonna have to go that route in order to keep our shit. And then they're talking about having systems where you got to have age verification to play a fucking video game. They can kiss my ass on that shit. I'm glad I got my PS4, my Xbox 360, and my Xbox One S. I'm good. I can open up my motherfucking disc book and look at all my physical copies and just cherish them for the rest of my goddamn days. I'm glad my 360 still fucking play. I need to get back to my Resident Evil and my sexy Bayonetta. Cassette, vinyl, VHS, Blu-ray, anything real. Yup. And I still miss the vinyl. I still buy cassettes. And VHS was the shit. But let me get up out of here. Shout out to everybody. Much love to the guy that's Vonta, my UK correspondent. I got some new music on the way. Got a new parody on the way and a new professional track on the way. Might be on some hip-hop shit. Make sure y'all check out my new track with Low Key. Shouts out to Low Key. Jay-Z. Shout out to Jordan. Be on the lookout. He about to drop some shit. I swear to God, if I hear a motherfucker CERN. But if you do make a song called Mandela Effect, it gotta be to a funk beat. You gotta do it to a funk beat, bro. But yeah, make sure I got my new track with Low Key called Dog. You already know what it is. And we gonna get up out of here. See y'all in a minute. And y'all know how we end it. Mic check. I walk around the streets with my black tech 9 by the waistline, looking to hype shit. I never claim to be the best type of rapper. I have to show the motherfuckers what I'm after. I'm after the gold, and after that, the platinum. Beef after that, Hurricane G packs the gas up. Bow. Trigger bang bang. HHN Special Report. But real shit, Jordan, don't mind me. I'll just be fucking joking. Real shit, follow your heart. All right, follow your heart. Nigga, don't listen to me. you know, I'm just happy to be an inspiration to give you an idea to, to make a creative project. So like I already know, like whatever you do and however you do it, you're gonna kill that shit. So shouts out to Jordan. He got some new shit coming up on the way. And shouts out to everybody else that's working on music, art, literature, beats, DJ, whatever. Shouts out to all y'all. And much love to the goddess and her creativity. Give you that midnight lava love, Vonta. You know I love you, baby. We out of here. Peace. Salute Jordan again. You already know, y'all. Oh yeah, Vonta, it is UK After Dark. 9:03 in the UK. Back to the Future. Yep. That might be the name of the song. Either Mandela Effect or Back to the Future. But if you got Butterfly Effect, it's only right if you have Mandela Effect and then the Jordan Effect. And then make a song called Back to the Future. Oh yeah. We out.